we have a lot of stuff. We'll have a lot of things to catch up. We have a lot of updates. We have a lot of content that's been postponed. We need to get into details. I will get to details with you for many things. So we need to discuss. Do you need to go? Do we need to go through the timeline?
We should go into the timeline. Yeah. I think that the timeline is JEC.
JEC 2025. Come along and see what we can find here.
JEC.
JEC is the first one.
JEC. Paris.
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 It was the first JEC for you.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was nice. I loved it. I loved to watch so many technology. I don't know if it's like this every year, but like to see all those details about the composite and from bottom to the advanced to everything.
But what was your expectations when I said we're going to JEC? And we're gonna film. What was your imagination when you? Because I remember when we got into JEC.
Yeah.
And we didn't even get to the main entrance.
No, from the back.
We come the kitchen way in.
Yeah, we went from the back. Yeah, in the beginning when I came in, it was okay. This is nice because I thought, one of those very small companies. This is the first thing I saw in JEC. And I thought, okay, it looked normal. And then we went to the second hall.
Yeah.
And boom.
The big boy hall.
Yeah. Formula cars, bikes, airplanes, drones.
You have everything there.
Robots, 3D print. Everything was.
Then your experience is like, wow,
yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, it was wow.
Because many of our colleagues in the industry, they don't go down there because they think that have you been there 1 year, then you don't have to be there in 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
And if we go on my experience, last year was a complete waste of greenwashing.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah. That's why there wasn't any video footage from last year because I was so disappointed because everything was greenwashing. And I had my expectations really low this year when I went down, but wow, it blew my mind because it wasn't that greenwashing anymore. Yeah. There are some companies still.
Of course, they want to keep. They think it's still the trend.
Yeah, it's still the trend.
Was
robots.
Robots. Robotics everywhere.
Automations and robots and 3D printing. 3D printing is everything was on a robot arm still. Yeah, it wasn't a CNC.
Which is like it's a good idea. Then you can change the head.
Yeah.
And then you can use it as for milling and cutting and 3D printing. At the same time, you have one machine do all.
Yeah, but most of the machines were like. First they 3D printed it, then they changed the head automatically, of course.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
To a milling, and then it milled and trimmed everything.
Yeah.
And then you have a almost 100% done mold.
Yeah.
A prototype molding. So
yeah.
There are benefits with it, of course, for us to invest in that now. It's too much money to have the 3D printer and everything. But for now. But still, it opens the world to a big place.
Yeah.
Where the possibilities are endless. I'm super impressed with it.
Yeah. We have seen so many technologies, new technologies, like from the advanced side.
Yeah.
As you said, that we can adopt maybe in the future or in the near future to be adopted with our work.
Yeah. But still, we are already in process.
But like I'm talking about like new technologies.
Yeah. But for example, it's just like maximum a couple of weeks from when we record now, where we are sitting now, it won't be here anymore. due to our new robot that we're going to install.
Yep. It
And
will take our place.
Yeah, it will take our place.
They are taking our places.
Yeah, the robots are
They're
taking.
robots.
But we are in the game.
Yep.
Because we have the CNC cutter for the fabrics and foam materials. We have the roll slitter, and now we have the big ABB robot that's coming in. I think it has a reach on 6 meters or something like that. 3.6 meters on each direction, so we can trim parts 6 meters easily.
So it's gonna be this part behind me, and the other part will be all the, let's call it like advanced side of the company, because we're gonna have, we already had the CNC machine, we have the slitter machine, and we're gonna have the robot. And I don't know what we're gonna have.
I might get a smaller robot also for the smaller parts that we are making the train parts. But still, we are in the area where we.
You mean the small part like those, the L and.
The smaller train parts. Because a smaller robot that has arms that have a reach of about 1.8 meters.
Yeah, to be more efficient.
It's faster. It has a less of a radius, and it's easier to like have pre-programmed to do that.
Less power consumption for the green people.
Of course, but still, it's margin. The only thing that's different with the robots are the lifting capacity, and our robot has a lifting capacity of like 250 kilos at the end. So on Fridays, we're gonna attach a chair on it, and then we go roller coasting.
Wow, really?
No, you can do that, but that's crazy. That's really dangerous.
That looks fun.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. Yeah.
We can use it for filming. We can touch the camera to take like.
But the robots.
Shots.
Yeah, the robots is gonna easily manage that. But the small robot, it only has like a lifting capacity of 60 kilograms or something like that. So
the camera's only less than 2.
Yeah. But 60 kilograms, a milling head doesn't weigh that much. So that's the biggest difference that we are looking into. It's faster with the small one, and then you can have 2 stations. For example, if the big one is milling a master takes like from 1 day to 5 days to mill, 24 hours around the clock. Then the small one would cut the small parts.
Okay.
Because we have a production that we have to supply on. So we are adapting the stuff that we saw at JEC, but what more did we see at JEC, except the robots?
I'm not expert in those, but like I have a few machines I've saw. Till now I'm wondering about it. Like what's the benefit of it? Maybe you know. Have you seen this? Like sewing machine, sewing like carbon fiber.
It sews. It sews the. I think it's beneficial for the guys who needs to have, like for the guys who make rims.
Okay.
If they're infusing the carbon fiber infused rims, but
for more detailed.
But I think it's more for the guys who makes the pre-pregs, because they can sew the pattern, then they can pre-impreg it and freeze it down, so it's already pre-made, stitched. But it was cool. But it was there last year also. I think due to that, I have seen them. I think them 3 years in a row now. So I think it's but it's more advanced each time.
Each time it's more. So they add more features.
So I think it has a beneficial for that. But we also saw a lot of machines that could do the weaves. So you can feed the weaves. You can feed the bobbins of I forgot the word now, because each strain, so you can make your own woven part, or you make a woven sock that you stretch over a pipe, and then you can like infuse it. But it's in continuously. So there are a lot of cool stuff down there, and
reusable bags.
Reusable bags. I would say reusable bags were really big this year. It wasn't only Elkem that was here that we are cooperating with.
2-3 more companies.
At least 3-4.
Yeah.
And different type of machines to make the reusable bag.
Yep.
But the focus was like less waste. It wasn't that this PET greenwashing stuff. It was more reuse the stuff.
Reuse, yeah. Which is like more beneficial, more like imagine like to use the waste of plastic of the vacuum bagging.
Yeah.
A lot.
It's a big difference.
It's about money.
Yeah, it's about money.
Yeah.
And
this is what's important for companies.
Yeah.
It's good for the environment.
Yeah.
Plus, it is like beneficial for the economic, like
cost saving. Not only for the consumables, but it's a cost saving for time and labor, because you can like smack that silicone bag straight down. And it was also when I talked with my colleagues in Sweden about these bags, and everyone said, it doesn't work. And I asked, when did you try it last? It was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I was like, what? And you say it doesn't work, and you tried it 15 years ago, 10 years ago? Yeah, time stands still.
Yeah. It's like imagine someone have used a smartphone 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Complain about the features.
Yeah.
And you don't know now.
You can't even compare the resin that we use last year to this year, because there is so much evolution happening in the industry today. Okay. So the JEC fair was a success, I would say.
Let's move from JEC.
Yeah.
Maybe we can be back to JEC like later. Yeah. But like let's move from JEC. We had. Let me bring it.
Prepit X.
Prepit X.
Björn and Martin was here.
Is this Martin?
They say it's Martin, but Martin doesn't have that hair. He cannot grow a mohawk because he doesn't have hair up. Yeah, but it is Martin.
It's Martin. Yeah.
And we have Björn from Prepit X. He was here talking about the history. Yeah. How it's all created, how it all started, how many generations they had. It was a really interested pod. Yeah. Really interested to listen to what were their challenges and what were the goals to do this. Why Prepit X? Why did they construct it as it is? And it's the first that are like built in Germany, handcrafted in Germany. I think they're gonna be big. I think. Yeah, I hope so. Okay, I think they'll be big. I can see that, and it's like this podcast. It will be inspirational for people, like if they want to compete in a field where there's big guys in that field. Yeah, there are only like big guys. When they went in this field of spray guns, I'm sure there's tons of big guys that produce this. Yeah, you have the and premium how they enter this market with the new ideas, with the new products that matching the high end with way lower cost. And like the German thinking when they make it. Quality before design. Yeah. It's even the design. Yeah. That. Got this one. It is like a really nice gun. It's nice gun. And it feels great. And I've been spraying with some of the guns now, and I really love them.
That's what I'm saying. They are new, and they entered the market, and I think they'll get big.
Yeah, it will get big.
They will get big because they have all the assets for success.
Yeah, and they have the recipe for the success.
It is. Have you seen how many years he have been like working with paint guns and painting?
Before I was born. Before I was born.
Generations.
Before my parents were born. So they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know what you're doing. Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
I think it came from my family. So my grandfather from my grandfather first touch with paint and a car. So in the beginning of 1800. And then later, 1925, my grandfather founded the first car body shop or car painting shop, 1925, in the north of Germany.
And then we had the event.
We had a really cool. Nice event with Bufa.
Yeah, Bufa.
Bufa Nordics and Bufa. We had Bufa Nordics, Bufa Tech with the machines.
Yep.
We had a really big guest list from many different countries.
Yep.
I'm quite sad to see one thing.
What is it?
The lack of persons from Sweden, Swedish companies.
Maybe there was 3 only, right?
Yeah, it was us.
Us and the guys from up north.
Up north and the guys from down south.
Down south.
So
yeah.
Still, I'm quite disappointed at the industry that when they take the time, when our distributors takes the time to invite people to like show new stuff and everything, and the lack of people from Sweden shouldn't be an issue.
How big is the industry of composites?
It's quite big. It is quite big, yeah.
But like the presence was not that big.
No, we had more people coming in from both Norway and Finland.
Yep.
So no, I was quite disappointed at the event is in Sweden, and we have more people coming in from abroad instead, because they and all of the people afterwards said, this is the event that we had before in time. Before, once a time in the market, like 15, 20 years ago, we had these events at least once every 3-4 months.
Yeah.
We had at least one in the spring and one in the fall and one in the winter.
By both of themselves? Or?
No, by different.
But like, let's say this is the first, or it's not the first, but like maybe the first for a long time by Bufa.
Yeah, this is the first by Bufa.
So
because
the
Bufa
second version will be of this event. Will be way bigger.
Yeah, it will be bigger.
Trial, let's say.
Yeah,
and it was a success.
Yeah, it was a great success.
It was
great success, I would say, because we shared information with each other. And experience. We shared experience, not information. Experience.
Lot of new materials. Of new machines.
New machines. And we had just an informal stuff that we were at the Margareta Torp, where they had the presentations, small exhibition with some small stuff. And then we went to our production where we had set up the infusion of the mold. Bufa Tech machines and the guys from the lab down in...
Came out really good.
Really
good mold.
It came out really good, despite that we had 2 leaks in the bag.
but like...
that we couldn't find.
Still,
it was really good.
Result-wise
was crazy.
It was very close to the mold that we ordered from Norway. What was the name of the company? I forgot.
Easy mold.
Easy mold.
Easy mold.
Easy mold. But like there was no big difference than
No.
those molds.
And it was infused. So
Infused, yeah.
So we're getting away
And
from
strong.
this spray
Way
up.
stronger.
Yeah, it's crazy strong. But we're getting away from this like hand lamination stuff that we can have a more controlled process.
Yeah.
And we had other stuff from Bufa Tech also. We had the small gel coat gun.
Yeah.
We have the polybar. The polybar. Cleaning table also.
Cleaning table, yeah.
Yeah.
I like this thing about Bufa. I don't know if there's many companies like them. They produce the materials and the machine at the same time.
Yeah.
So they're in both the field, in both sides.
They have different branches that I'm really impressed by, and they have a wide range of products. So they're I would say they are a one-stop shop.
Give me updates about us, about what do you have plans for the future? Like
we are still going crazy strong.
We know we're gonna have new studio, way bigger
Yeah,
than this one.
New studio. You're gonna have the robot. We are hiring more people. We are going for a new market also, because we have been introduced to the European train market also now.
Nice.
So we're going towards that. After the summer, my focus will be more at materials also, the kitting stuff and the stuff around it. So I will be out on the roads more, promoting the kits. How can we help when times change later? Because now it's the market is like plummeting. It's free falling because of the tariffs and everything. So it's a heartbeat market now, going up, going down, going up, going down. So we were at the start of going up again.
Yep.
But it's like staggered and going down again and going up. So it is a heartbeat now, but as soon as the market like explodes again, because we have demands that and requirements that we need to produce today, but if it's postponed, then we have the needs that there are later with the needs that we should have done. So then we had the opposite that we have today, are like a crazy, and that's where our kitting is super beneficial, because the guys that are working are just like producing parts. They're not going to stand at the cutting table and with a scissor cutting fabrics.
Yeah, kitting. I'm not talking about clients. I'm talking about us. Like
kitting
production
to us.
side. It's improved the production time way a lot.
Yeah.
So instead of you have a guy at the table cutting for hours, he's only producing parts.
Yeah, they're producing parts. They're not.
Because in minutes I can give them like 100 kits.
Yeah. So it's once you started with it, you will never go back to cutting normal. But for example, if you're repairing stuff or you're just doing one-offs, then there is no beneficials of doing it. So everything has its part in the process. So I think it's going to be really good. But that will be my main focus. Trains and material kitting and handling.
Yeah, maybe I'll ask you about new technologies, but like, do you think there's a place for a 3D printer here? No, not now, in the future.
In the future, yes. I would say yes.
We have 3D printer already. It's more.
We have the 3D printer already, but not for. Yeah, I would say it needs to go down a bit in price.
Yeah.
But there is.
I think it will.
Yeah. But what surprises me the most is that for the commodity industry in Sweden,
Yep.
many are using old CNC machines. I'm not talking about the guys that are producing the same stuff all day, all night, but the commodity industry that we are different. They have like old CNC or water jets that are crazy old.
Okay.
Trying to do CPR on those machines
Yeah.
compared to buy a new one, because
I think it's due to the price of the new one.
but the price is not because if we're talking about pricing, to buy a CNC machine that takes big stuff, it costs almost 10 million Swedish crowns.
Okay.
But if you buy a robot that are in the same size as that one, it's 1 million around.
Big difference.
It's a big difference. And if you go down, if you buy a used robot, because the robots that we are using are not going to be like the ones that are in the factories for cars.
Yep.
Running 24/7. It needs to be like in the milliseconds accurate.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
No.
So if we buy a used factory refurbished,
Yeah.
then it's easily 30-40% cheaper.
Cheaper. Yeah.
It's only important that you buy a good processor cabin, the post processor, so you have a future safe.
It is an investment of.
Yeah.
Yeah, investment.
So
Yeah,
so I think it's I'm surprised that we're falling behind. Also with the machines, like the gel coat guns, like the Infusion machines.
Yep.
So I think that Bufa, they need to start shifting machines.
I think they have a lack of, what do they call it? How do they promote their machines?
Yeah, the promotion.
Because I've seen they have very cool stuff, but I don't think everyone knows about those stuff. Like for example, the gel coat machine.
The little one. Yeah.
Very small.
Yeah.
And very practical, and I don't think like many people they know, because it's very useful.
Yeah, it's very useful, but still, I've been looking into the machine, and we will start looking into the machines quite extensive. That's all I can say. I say the build quality is like really good. That took long. We need to have a pause.
Yeah.
Thank you. Only one call.
That's good.
I'm surprised.
That's record.
That's I put it on silent. The buffer machines are really well built. I looked at the peroxide pumps. I looked at their
What's called this one? We use the injection.
Infusion injection with the pressure control.
Yeah.
They have so many features. It's all modular.
Yeah.
So you can connect stuff to it, but you can also remove stuff that you don't need to get a cheaper version. And if you like change your production, then you need like the pressure control.
Yep.
Then you can just add the pressure control. It's modular. So it's so easy just to like rebuild it. You don't have to tear it all down because, as I said, it's modular. I would say it's quite silent also. It's really silent compared to our other machine.
Yeah.
Really silent.
They talked a lot about how loud it will be, but like I didn't think
Yeah.
it was that loud.
No. They don't know what loud is.
Yeah, maybe because they were warning people it will be very loud, it will be very loud, and then when it started it.
For these trials we have 2% of peroxide, 2 volume percent, and if you have to change, we just have to stop the machine for a moment and then we can change, even within the work.
It feels like it's dampered, the pumping mechanics. But it is like, it's silent, it runs smooth. It was cool to inject with a bag.
Yep.
You can see how it just slightly lifted when it pumps in. So it was, because we didn't know how good was the flow going to be with this mesh and this setup, and so we just had to we guess
Improvise.
and it was like crazy accurate. If I'm doing that part all over, I would just slightly change and take it down 1 notch. Then it would be like picture perfect injecting. It wouldn't even move.
Yeah.
And for it was like good, because you can set it as we know it takes this amount of strokes.
Yeah.
Because each stroke is a certain amount of milliliters of resin. So, for example, we know this takes 255 strokes.
Yeah.
Then you can
Next time
program
you can program it.
Yeah.
And then 255.
And it will pump, but if it's slower due to the viscosity on it, the pressure head will notice that, and it will not like forcefully just push it in.
Nice.
So it can only absorb the amount of stuff that are injected. So you can easily control it. But if it's higher viscosity and it goes slower, then the pump stops.
Yep.
It stops.
I can't wait to try it on the big parts.
The big parts that we have, yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It will be fun to watch, and we can make experiment about between normal infusion that we do without the pump, without the machine, and with the machine. What's the difference?
Just imagine infusing.
We can try it with the bags, and we can try it with the RTM, because we have both.
But still we have one guy checking the bucket so we don't suck air.
Yeah.
We don't need a guy. They can start on the next project, and
you can leave it.
Yeah, and connect a horn, like they said.
Yeah.
A big train horn we're gonna connect to it, and it will whoop when it's done.
That would be fun.
Yeah, no, but you can connect a light. You can connect like a strobe light, so it flashes when it's done. And for the cleaning part, it was just like the last
last part.
So it was so easy to flush. It only took like
the end of the injection tube.
A couple of deciliters of acetone to clean. So
I've seen him when he was cleaning. It was very, very fast.
Yeah. So I'm impressed, and I hope that.
Also, it's like cleaner environment around the machine. And you don't because everything is connected. Yeah. You have the resin, it's connected. You have the air connected. Everything.
And you have the peroxide, the hardener sensor.
Yeah.
So if you run dry on hardener, machine stops.
Yeah.
So you won't fill the part with resin that are without peroxide.
This one will reduce like human mistakes. Do you remember someone here? He forgot to put hardener in the resin.
Yes, I remember that. And we for example, we had a couple of years ago when we were spraying big parts for water treatment plants. Then we had 2 super large molds, and we were spraying gel coats in them. Yeah. And we had a malfunction on the peroxide pump, so we sprayed around 20 kilos of gel coat without peroxide. Can you imagine to clean those molds. It was a mess because it won't cure.
To be honest, yeah.
Yeah, and if you just leave it in, you will destroy the surface of the mold also.
Yeah, totally.
So and the funny thing was that it was 2 brand new molds,
Yeah.
and the pump just like, no, I'm not giving you peroxide,
Yeah.
and no one noticed it because there was no alarm and nothing. It just didn't pump. It had some malfunction with a ball or something in it. So yeah, this won't happen with buffer machines due to the peroxide sensor. I would also like to mention that if there are any suppliers or resellers or manufacturers for our industry, please contact us if you want to come and have a chat about your product and the beneficials of it. And please, just drop us an email. We would love to have you in the studio.
Yeah. And this is in my field, my video field. If you want us to make tutorial or try a machine or something, you want to see it how it works, then write comments or anything, like reach for us, and we will make the experiment for how to use it.
We will push the boundaries because these videos that we are doing and producing, it is for you guys out there. Yeah. It's not for us. It's for you guys to spread the word, to spread the knowledge, so we can like evolve the composite industries in Sweden or in Europe.
I hope it will be useful.
Yeah.
And I think there's some guys, they reached us and they said it was useful for them, some of them. And we want to make more useful stuff.
Yeah. Yep. So please have ideas if you want. If you have like
ideas,
meet and greets, and like the seminars that we had here. Or if you want to do like that, please contact us. We have lots of experience doing it now. Yeah. So and if you want to do workshops or live streams, we can do live streams.
And we can have Boof as a guest.
Yeah. We can do whatever you like. So please give us ideas, because it's for you guys that we're making these videos.
Yep.
So that how do we say it? It's a wrap?
That's a wrap. Okay.
It's a wrap. Okay. Now I need to go and tell Micke that it's pizza today.
Pizza today?
Yeah, and tonight also.
Tonight? What do you mean tonight?
Because I'm home alone.
Home alone? How come it's how that happened?